Vanessa Zamora here. I am with Peter Leshaw, Online Marketing Director for Lakeview Health Systems. Is that right? This morning you spoke on in-house SEO. You were given the task about, a year ago to bring SEO in-house for your own company. And we're going to talk a little bit about what that looks like, some of the goals that you had laid out for you, and how you achieve those goals.
Great. So, I was tasked with bringing our SEO team in-house to compete against the agency, so to speak. And it started out with, who am I going to put on my team, the key players, what to look for in those players. And then, after that, as soon as I got in and the team was set up, it's basically about setting up the tracking methods so that corporate can see that the stuff that we're telling them we're actually doing and we're accomplishing. Taking a look at the trend lines, making sure that people are calling, make sure we're getting leads, we're getting conversions and stuff like that. So it's about bringing together the information that's most important to the decision makers to be able to get more money to do more things.
So coming into it, what did the team look like? And then what were the specific goals that were asked of you?
The team was a bunch of, about 5 or 6 in-house people that were all sharing responsibilities for blogging and SEO. The other part of the team was about a dozen or so agencies that were hired to do pay-per-click, to do video optimization, to do SEO, building microsites. And it's just too hard to control when you're dealing with that many different consultants and everybody essentially doing the exact same thing. So it needed to be streamlined. Yellow Pages traditionally has been where the business has come from, but it's a dying marketing channel, and it's also one of the most expensive channels that we're doing. So my goal was to leverage internet to outperform Yellow Pages, and obviously by doing that, we can spend less and convert more, and it's targeted as well.
And so what's worked for you in the past year?
So what's worked has been to leverage certain consultants to do things that we can't do. I mean, we're not experts at everything. We're not experts at usability. So one of the big things was we hired a usability consultant to go through our entire site and make recommendations on what we need to do to fix that. The outcome of that was we went from an 80% bounce rate to like just under 50% bounce rate. So we're doing more with less. That was a major goal, was to perform better, give a better user experience, and so that was one of the big things. Our next goal, which is going to be a pretty monumental task, is to either rebrand an existing website that we have or merge it into the new site that we built for it. And one of my goals is to find out which way I'm going to go.
So when you're looking into outsourcing, how do you determine what company to work for? There are so many companies out there. It can be really confusing. Even if you have a referral, how do you know it's going to fit for your company?
Yeah, that's a great question. What's very important to me is that, you have one point of contact, at least at an agency or as a consultant, somebody that frequently reports on the stuff that they do. They're giving me statistics and analytics rather than me going out and asking for it. So I think it's very important that you work with a consultant that doesn't have a huge plate full of 10 different things he's got to do every day, because most of the times they're putting out fires from their clients. So I'd rather work with a company that is more like a boutique type of consultant but can specialize in industry. That's the other thing, is to find somebody that actually does the type of consulting for your industry or for your vertical. And I think that kind of helps, because then you don't have to train them on who your market is and how to tap into it and stuff like that.
Okay. And you're, I imagine, dabbling in social media. I think I remember you saying that you did hire a social media someone in-house to work. How is that working for you, because it is such a different vertical? It is.
We don't leverage social media necessarily as a sales tool. We leverage it more as a sort of a customer service / reputation management, and just keeping the buzz going about what we do. We maintain a few Facebook pages for our different sites. The main one is a page that's primarily for people that have come out of our treatment facilities and they want to share their experiences, who are not afraid to talk about it. They have embraced their support. So they're frequently coming to our sites. One of the things that you really shouldn't do on Twitter or social media on your status updates is update with like an inspirational quote or whatever. It actually works the opposite for us. It's actually really great. I mean, it just happens to be that, the people respond to those and they get comments. And so we continuously monitor the discussions and we keep things going. And one thing we've done is I have, with regard to our blog posts, I'm not leveraging the comments on our blog posts. I'm leveraging a tool called Discussion. I think it's called Discuss, excuse me, so that when you comment on our blog post, it actually posts it to our Facebook page, and we get people going back and forth that way. So I think that's a strategy that we're using, is just to really convert. I mean, if you're going to use any strategy, it should be converting people from who are your followers to your email list or your sales list. And that's something else we do. We created a conversion page that has a guide that people can download, an intervention guide, which is the first step to wanting to get treatment or whatever. So that's worked for us really well.
Okay, this is Peter Leshaw. I'm Vanessa Zamora. We're at PubCon Austin 2011. Thank you for joining.